Let's hear from Tamara Scott very quickly, since Cenk was talking about gay marriage. And Tamara Scott not impressed with the Billy Bob Thornton, Britney Spears, Larry King, Elizabeth Taylor celebrity marriage amendment. Tamara Scott of the Concerned Women for America. She's the Iowa director of Concerned Women for America, and she shows up on television, I think, from time to time. And she says that gay marriage, she compares gay marriage here in clip 3 to some of the most dangerous things that we have out there, including bad peanut butter. Here's Tamara Scott.
This is not about hate. Let me ask you this. Recently there was a series of cars that were recalled by a manufacturer because gas pedals would supposedly take off and people were injured. Would it be hateful to tell someone that they might have a car that was recalled even though they might be embarrassed? Because their car's cool. They were hip. They were doing the in thing. Or is it more loving to tell a man, I hate to tell you bad news, but you might want to have that checked, you're in danger? Seems more loving to me. We recall peanut butter because it's dangerous. If you were sitting across the table from someone and you knew that they were eating contaminated food that would do them bodily harm, would it be more loving to keep your mouth shut or to speak up? You know the truth, and so do I. What we're talking about today is not hateful. Stopping someone from hurting themselves and from hurting society is not hateful.
Okay, I thought she was on TV. I'm sorry. She was obviously speaking there, probably in Iowa. Great stuff there. If you're being gay is like driving a Toyota.
It's like eating contaminated peanut butter.
Yeah.
I mean, all she's trying to do is help these gay individuals and be a good friend and save them from doing something that's going to cause bodily harm.
Yeah. If you think, I like how she's like, you wouldn't. They don't want to give up their car that the gas pedal sticks and could drive off a cliff with their kids.
Right.
They don't want to give it up because it's the in thing.
Right, because it's hip and cool.
Right. So, one, she's saying that people won't give up their Prius because it's hip and cool, even if it's driving into a brick wall, which is nonsense, right? And secondly, of course, she's inferring that people are gay right now because it's hip and cool.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
You know, there's a time in every gay person's life where they wake up and they say, you know what, I'm going to change my sexuality because it's the hip and cool thing to do.
Not even gay person's life. Apparently she thinks any person's life. Like you could buy, I'm going to go out today. I was going to get a trucker hat. But instead, you know what? I'm going to have sex with a dude. Yeah. Because you know why? I want to be cool.
It's the hip thing to do.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to buy an Ed Hardy t-shirt. No, instead, I'm going to give my friend Larry a blowjob. Yeah, I was going to get that t-shirt, but screw it. Let's hear one more Tamara Scott clip, because not only is being gay hip, it's very expensive. It's like it's a bigger weight, really, on the American taxpayer than pretty much than everything except the military. I mean, Lord, Tamara has figured out the costs of gay marriage, and Tamara Scott, speaking to a bunch of very tepidly applauding supporters who were even, I think, made uncomfortable by her, has figured out what gay marriage cost us, and she's eager to tell you.
It costs you, the taxpayer, as high as $280 billion a year for fragmented families. That's according to Family Research Council, May 14, 2009. That's $3 trillion a decade. Now there's another group whose leader is a Democrat out of New York. I think it's the Center for American Values, and they say it's as high as $112 billion a year, $1 trillion a decade. Anybody heard financial problems in Washington lately? If we would correct the breakdown of the family by 1%, we could save the taxpayers $3 billion a year.
Okay.
I don't even know what she's talking about.
I don't know what she's talking about either. I think she's trying to make the case that homosexuals have broken families and that's costing the government a ton of money. What about how much money broken straight couples cost the government? Like, why don't you take that into consideration? She's crazy. There's no logic behind her argument. And
no, the Family Research Council they've crunched the numbers.
Oh, yeah, the Family Research Council, very credible.
No, I'm not sure you understand. The Family Research Council, Anna, they sent out a couple of staff members, and they went to Radio Shack, and they bought a calculator. And then they went back to the Family Research Council. They stopped at Starbucks, and they picked up some coffee. And they went back to the Family Research Council, and they crunched some numbers, and it cost us $3 trillion.